What song was ruined for you when this one quirk of it was pointed out to you? I Will Buy You a New Life by Everclear. When I realize he says he'll buy her a new car, perfect, shiny, and new. He just said it was a new car and he couldn't think of another adjective to describe a new car than new. Animal mouths. WTF? You have a perfectly good syllable break already, animal ow. Why the extra nim? You sound stupid. John Lennon's Happy Christmas War is over. Once I realized you can hear Yoko singing badly in the background, I can't not hear her ever again. Your Love by the Outfield was ruined for me when someone pointed you that the singer sounds like Ed, from Ed, and Eddie. Fleetwood Mac Dreams Thunder only happens when it's raining. It's not true. It sounds great, but it's not true. I used to be a big fan of jazz music until someone pointed out to me how often they miss notes. Just shameful. I kind of liked Feed the World back in the day until a friend pointed out the line "There's no snow in Africa this Christmas time. The greatest gift they'll get this year is life," implies that snow would be a better gift than not dying. It's been like 30 years and I still think of her impassioned rant when I hear that song. I know it sounds funny but I just can't stand the pain. No, Lionel, it sounds awful. You alright, mate? Also, California City of Culture. It's not a city. I ruined Semi-Charmed Kind of Life for my wife when I pointed out the lyric "The place where I fell asleep inside you." Clearly she doesn't listen to lyrics because it's not exactly subtly delivered, but she hates it now. After seeing the Yain for I've Become a Wet Dream Tomato, I can't listen to Jay-Z Empire State of Mind anymore. Disarm Smashing Pumpkins and Brick Ben Folds 5 being about abortion. Maybe ruined isn't the right term, I just interpret the story to them a lot different when listening. Not as much easy listening, per se. On John Lennon's Beautiful Boy, when that monstrous voice comes out randomly and says "cookie," it always takes me out of it completely, startles me most of the time. I noticed that Bruce Springsteen's Fire includes these creepy lines. "I'm pulling you close, you just say no. You say you don't like it, but girl I know you're a liar. Nah. If she says she doesn't like how you're handling her, then believe her and stop doing it." I can't get out of my head that Zach De La Rocha of Rage Against the Machine sounds like Adam Sandler. So I'm one of the few who feels all those Rage hits are semi-comical Sandler parodies, like in Angsty Billy Madison, which sucks a little. A Horse with No Name America. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. They really couldn't be a little more creative with those lyrics. Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix. I always thought it was "Excuse Me While I Kiss the Sky." Blew my mind when I found out it was "Excuse Me While I Kiss the Sky." In the chorus to Walk This Way by Aerosmith there is someone singing background vocals that sounds like a frog. I somehow never realized it's Drake on sicko mode. It doesn't go nearly as hard when you know it's him. I adore Queen, but one of their songs talks about I'm in love for the first time, and this time I know it's for real, which always grated me because of it was the first time, whereas the comparison he refers to in the next line when he sings "This time I know it's for real" always got on my nerves. Stalker songs. You have to grow up to realize it. Every breath you take, knock 3 times on the ceiling, I'll be 2 steps behind. Vomiting Face. I can't remember the song name or the artist, but the lyrics go "Every time you hear the rolling thunder, you turn around before the lightning strikes." It doesn't make any sense because the speed of light is faster than the speed of sound, so you'll see the lightning before you hear the thunder. The Triangle and Gimme Danger by the Stooges can't be unheard. It used to be my favorite song by them until I noticed it. The Watcher by Eminem has a really annoying beeping sound after the first chorus, and once I heard it I couldn't enjoy the song anymore. It's a bummer because otherwise the song slaps. The Offspring's Walla Walla, I'll see you in Walla Prison is your destination. I had a family member get a job there and thought it was really neat. Turns out Walla Walla is in Washington. Folsom Prison is in California. No idea why they threw that in there. I used to love Atreyu until one of my friends pointed out how the vocalist sounded like he was stuffing huge handfuls of food into his mouth. The Joker by Steve Miller Band. Cause I speak of the pompatus of love. He made up a word and it wasn't even a word he made up because he needed to rhyme with another word. I should never have listened to the lyrics of Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones. Something about listening to a slaver brag about raping slaves just isn't fun. Not a song but the entire band. Do yourself a favor and don't watch any videos of the real Limp Bizkit. A lot of songs got ruined for me because they're all about objectifying women or sexual intercourse. I just love the beats. Even Van Halen's cover of Ice Cream Man went over my head. All I Want for Christmas Is You sounds like a stalker anthem with lines like "I won't ask for much this Christmas and all the lights are shining so brightly." Really liked Fight Test by Flaming Lips. Once I saw that they'd been forced to turn over royalties to Cat Stevens for Father and Son, I realized I really just liked Father and Son. My father's favorite song and White Flight Test felt so instantly familiar. Can't really enjoy the song as much anymore and soured me a little to the whole album. Christina Aguilera Hurt. I hurt myself by hurting you. It's a sincere heartfelt song, but it always seems self-centered with that lyric. Pearl Jam Jeremy. During the verse there's a shaker percussive sound I never noticed until they released the remixes. Now, it's all I hear. Let It Go Frozen. The first verses can be easily mistaken for talking about a fart. Can't unhear it now. Power Kanye West. Keep It 300, like the Romans. So close. Also Power Kanye West. Rewritten for Shower with Your Dad Simulator. Bo Burnham's Little Spider song, one line goes but your whole worldview collapses. Instead of whole world view, the meter in What's Up? By Four Non Blondes. In the chorus they leave a big pause and then rush the lyrics so it's more like and I take a deep breath, and I get real high and what's going on? They could have made it fit perfectly. I once ruined the song A Whole New World for someone by pointing out it can be interpreted sexually when I deciphered a few of the lyrics width of a circle. I still like it, of course, but I do not pay attention to the lyrics anymore. Zed's Clarity. I still love the song cause it reminds me of partying days, but my sister said she found the HEIA in the background of the chorus annoying and now I laser focus on it every time I hear the song. Band, technically, but Slayer was ruined for me that the drums aren't a beat, just pounds and rolls. Now I can't hear anything else. With Me by Sum 41, gorgeous song that I love except for the fact at one part it sounds like my mom was a big yeller shouting up from downstairs and it stresses me out big time even though I've now lived away from home for over 10 years. The drummers switched the groove on Summer Madness by Lowell and the Gang. High Key Fuzzed. It all up for me. Not as groovy, you know, anything by Thin Lizzy. The Boys Are Back in Town is stupid. Like ripping a stupid story to music. Garbage. Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden. My friend pointed out that what he sings sounds more like Fear of the Duck and I cannot treat it seriously anymore. When I was in high school someone once made a joke that Phil Collins' You'll Be in My Heart sounds like it describes a rape. Still to this day cannot listen to the lyrics before turning it off. Not really a quirk, but the way Courtney Love whispers a phrase at the end of The Girl with the Most Cake ruins the whole song. I can't even remember what she says. I still love Photograph by Def Leppard, but I cannot unhear the cowbells after somebody pointed them out to me. Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin. It was one of my all-time favorite songs, until I noticed that squeaky bass pedal. True or Not, the rumor that You Ought to Know by Alanis was about Dave Coulier has ruined the song for me. He was a dopey uncle, so yuck. Jailbreak. Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak, somewhere in this town. Well, I guess it's not that hard to find out where this jailbreak is going to take place. Probably at the jail. The recording of Hey Bulldog by the Beatles on Spotify sounds fine in mono but really weird in stereo because the vocals are panned to the left and the rest of the track is on the right. Impossible to listen to with headphones, drives me insane. Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin and the squeaky pedal sound always takes me out of the song. All I Have to Give by the Backstreet Boys. It wasn't pointed out but there's a shaker in the background and my brain once told me about 20 years ago, hey, that actually sounds like a lighter being flicked slightly out of time. Loved this song so much as a kid but now that's all I can hear. Turn the Page, the Metallica cover. The words at the end of most phrases have an I-ed. Here I am Turn the Page Your Love by The Outfield was ruined for me because the singer sounds exactly like Eddie from Ed, Edd n Eddy. I still love Judas by Lady Gaga, but damn it, Judas wasn't the one WHO betrayed 3 times. I'm not even religious, just another raised Catholic now queer millennial. The echo effect on In the Air Tonight isn't lined up with the beat of the music and it drives me bonkers. The echo effect on In the Air Tonight isn't lined up with the beat of the music and it drives me bonkers. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. For one of the most legendary opening lines in modern music, rhyming a word with itself seems subpar to me. My wife did not like it when I ad-libbed a long list of additional ingredients to the fictional barbecue in Fort Miners Where'd You Go, or as she calls it, the barbecue song. Salad Days Mac DeMarco. The fact that a school shooter was listening to the song while murdering innocent people. The dropping pulley bass line in Baker Street is way too loud and too much. Once I heard it, it irritates the hell out of me. Moonlight Shadow by Mike Oldfield. 4 a.m. in the morning. Oh, as opposed to 4 a.m. in the afternoon? 4 o'clock in the morning would fit just as well.